Hi, in this topic we are going to discuss about different keys available in the database. So, few keys are here: primary key, candidate key, foreign key, composite key, alternate key, and the super key. These keys plays vital role in creating or maintaining the relationship within the entities, uniqueness in the entities. So when you talk about the first key, that is the primary key. A primary key is a unique identifier. Remember that, a unique identifier. It uniquely identifies the records. It uniquely identifies the records. Now, there are some features of the primary key. It must be unique, meaning that no two records can have same primary key. It cannot contain the null values. It should remain stable and not change over the period of time. It must be defined for every table in the relational database. Now remember that entities are the table, attributes are the columns. Entities are the tables, attributes are the column. So one attribute would be a primary attribute, key attribute. So whenever we draw pictorially, you will get to know these things. Remember that primary key. Now candidate key. A candidate key is a set of one or more attributes. Can you see? Candidate key is a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify a record table. See, candidate key is one or more. When you say candidate key, one or more attributes that can uniquely identify a record in a table. It is the candidate for being primary. It is the candidate for being primary. A table can have multiple candidate keys. Now consider that this Excel sheet I have created. So here customer ID is a primary key. Customer table, which would be having these columns. Customer ID is a primary key. But mobile is also unique. Customer ID would be unique. Mobile would be unique. So this mobile is also candidate key, but we have selected customer ID as a primary key. That is okay. But inside this table, there is one more unique attribute. That is nothing but the mobile. This is the candidate key. So by means of customer ID, you can identify the record. Also, by means of mobile number, you can identify the record. Right? That is nothing but what? The candidate key. Now see, how do you select? A table can have multiple candidate key, and the selection of the primary key amongst them means selecting this is a primary or this is primary depending on the business requirements, depending on many factors, business requirements, what client is saying, right? Simplicity, stability, and the uniqueness. Foreign key. Now see, customer, and we would be having one more table, mobile, we can say number, then card, and 5G is 5G is 5G. So this is my mobile. So remember that one customer. Now here this mobile is pointing to so this is the customer. So what's happening over here? So this mobile is pointing to the primary key of another table. So this is the customer table. Remember that this is what? The customer table. This is the customer table, or here this mobile, this attribute is pointing to the primary key of the mobile table. This attribute is pointing to primary key of the mobile attribute. That is nothing but what the foreign key is, right? From one table, one of the attribute is pointing to, referring to, dependent on the primary key of another table. That is the foreign key concept. Is composite key. What is a composite key? Multiple keys can clubbed together. Multiple keys like mobile and name will generate the uniqueness. If you combine these two things, name and the mobile, we generate the uniqueness. This is called as composite key. Multiple columns or the attributes are clubbed together and they are generated because mobile is unique throughout this thing. Name can be anything because this and this will never be same. This and this would be no two records in this table will have same values for name and mobile because mobile is already unique, right? So if you combine these two generate the uniqueness. That is the composite key. What is the alternate key? Is the candidate key and it is not selected as primary key. This is the alternate key. Sorry, this is the alternate key. So when we decide with the primary key, we just check all the attributes. Who is unique? This is unique. This is unique. This is not unique. This is unique. This is not unique. So these two are the unique. But out of these two, because of the business requirement, we have selected this as a primary key. But this we have not selected. So this becomes the alternate key. Alternate key. Right? Super key. So when you talk about a super key, one or more attributes that can uniquely identify the records in a table. But then you will ask what is the difference between the composite key and the super key. So here in the composite key is the same. One or more attributes can generate the uniqueness. This and this looks same, but here two attributes must generate the uniqueness. That is not the hard condition with the super key. Can you see? It may contain the additional attribute beyond what is required for the uniqueness. Super key. It is a superset of all keys. It is, so which can contain mobile, name and the DOB. Mobile, name and the DOB. Mobile, name and the DOB. Right? Beyond the uniqueness. That is what the super keys means. All the keys are subset of the super keys. We might generate a lot of different super keys by looking at this. Name and customer and name is one super key. Customer, mobile, DOB, one super key. Like that. That is nothing but what the super keys. Now, these are the different keys that we have seen over here. Primary key, candidate key, foreign key, composite key, alternate key and super key. Remember that whenever you build the ER diagrams, these things needs to very much clear to you. Now, why you create the ER diagrams? Not every person in your project team understands the database. They are not technical people. So how do you explain your database structure to the technical people? ER diagrams. Draw the picture and show them. So how to draw the picture, we'll see in the next chapters. I hope you have understood this. If you have understand, write it in the comment box. If you have any questions, also write it in the comment box. Thank you.